Welcome back to the Crypto's Key Conversation. This one's going to be a brief video here. Obviously, there's been a lot of manipulation going on, a lot of chatter as to, are we going to have a spot Bitcoin ETF that comes about? Obviously, we had the shady stuff that happened this morning, as you can see in this chart here. False news, false narratives that came out. But there's people that's been actually having a little different conversation that I didn't expect. They were saying, this could be seen as some positive foreshadowing in a sense as to, hey, what happens when we do? We know we have a certain timeline, right? We have till March at the very latest for one to be approved, right? Per, the courts and the SEC and the deadlines of these applications. But, if we saw this $3,000 spike from 26,000 something to, or was it 27,000 to 30,000 and some change, like, what do you think is going to happen when it actually comes out? So there's people kind of starting that narrative. Obviously, for a lot of us in the community, we know this is kind of a done deal. We're just kind of waiting for Chairman Gensler to get the green light from BlackRock and Larry Fink and kind of get the show rolling. The fact that Chairman Gensler and the SEC didn't appeal the litigation when it came to the grayscale sheds more light as to, like, hey, we are truly moving closer to this spot Bitcoin ETF. And we know, based on the numbers and the narrative that's out there and kind of what it actually entails and what it means when you actually have to have like these major institutions, if you will, and these the BlackRocks of the world and all these trillions and billions of dollars under these asset managers. They actually have to hold physical Bitcoin, obviously. So it's not just like a futures thing. They actually have to buy it and hold it within their, we'll just say, a portfolio, if you will. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, that allows, spot Bitcoin ETF, we get a regulatory framework, some more regulations, some stability that allows these companies and these trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines to come in with a little bit more confidence. So that's just going to trickle down into the rest of the digital asset space. I mean, look, if it starts with Bitcoin, what happens? It's going to start, leaking down into all the other ones. And obviously, when it comes to this community, we're big on XRP. I mean, we already know kind of what's, in XRP's future in regards of, obviously, we don't know the exact details, but I'm saying as in like the partnerships, the growth, the scaling, and the only digital asset outside of Bitcoin in the United States that has regulatory clarity. So it's in my eyes, it's showtime. But this is what we're dealing with today. It says from Raise XRP, someone made lots of money on fake news. Example of manipulation. So you have this here, and it said just as 65 million BTC liquidated within minutes following fake reports that BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF was approved. I was watching George's live stream this morning as I was getting ready for work and driving into work, and he was actively streaming when it hit like the 30,000 plus mark. And I remember he didn't even know that it was fake news that was happening, and there was other people that were questioning it and kind of tweeting certain things. And obviously Elanor Ter came out and kind of snap the fake news, if you will. It wasn't true. Obviously, the iShares spot Bitcoin ETF was still under review, so it was just fake news. But like literally, I saw this happening live, which I'm sure a lot of us did earlier this morning. Obviously, it took me all day. I was at work, but I wanted to touch on it. I wish I could have touched on it earlier. But like even George from Crypto RS says, he goes, "What the F?" So right here, this is Rollbit. I've never heard of Rollbit, but I've seen this. The entry price at $27,744. The wager amount was $50,000 with a 50x multiplier, right? And then literally the profit and loss was $2.25 million. Someone had an ROI of 4,401 within minutes? I don't think it has the time here. But yeah, I mean, clearly, someone had some information and there was some manipulation. And I'm going to quickly touch on, where is it at? Let me make sure I got it right here. Where's it at? Mr. Huber. Mr. Intuitive had put this up, and I thought it was interesting. And on this channel, all of this may not be validated. You need to triple check, double check all the different things. I think it's interesting to talk about, so I'm going to talk about it. But this CS Savage's charge says CEO of Binance, CEO of Cointelegraph, desperate people facing fraud charges do desperate things. So, they have the deleted posts, the connections. I mean, This is all speculation, obviously, but I wanted to put it out there. And Mr. Intuitive Trumors Only says, "Yikes." Hey, who knows? I mean, it could be another flood campaign. It could be Chairman Gensler and the powers that be, right? Like maybe it's their way of saying, "Hey, look, Congress, this is exactly why we don't need a spot Bitcoin ETF and the manipulation, and look how many investors got liquidated, and then just the negativity, right? Fueling Chairman Gensler's and the likes of Elizabeth Warren and all of them, filling their narrative of, oh, down with crypto, crypto's bad, right? It could be that too." And it could be out to set CZ up in them. I mean, who knows? Quite honestly, I wouldn't put it past anyone in the space especially when it comes to these corrupt regulators, man. It's just crazy. And then even Telegraph, dear community, we hold ourselves to high journalistic standards and consider it important to address the mistakes we make with full transparency. Here's what happened today regarding the tweet about the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. Who you kidding, right? Hey, the right dollar amount, I wouldn't put it past him either. That's just my opinion, though. Elanor Ter had responded to Cointelegraph's tweet 12 hours ago. It says, "We apologize for the tweet that led to the dissemination of inaccurate information regarding the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. An internal investigation is currently underway. We are committed to transparency and will share the findings of the investigation with the public." And I don't know what it is. Literally at work, teaching my students, and I'm going over certain target words and vocab and doing all these different things, right? And literally my tongue has been twisting on me. Like I literally stutter like 20 times trying to say one word in class. And now I'm sitting here kind of stumbling over my words. I don't know what the heck's been going on with me lately, but if you hear some more of that, I'm struggling right now. This is Elanor Ter. She says, "New Cointelegraph says it's conducting an internal investigation into what led to the inaccurate tweet about BlackRock's BTF spot ETF getting approved by the SEC." Yeah, I don't know, man. This is crazy. Shout out Elanor Ter for holding it down earlier and kind of snapping all that FUD up. Hey, but out of it, right? This is huge. This is Larry Frink from BlackRock, the chairman and CEO, right? So this is from Crypto Hub had put this up. This is absolutely massive. And if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing, right? But we're going to talk about this after.
We are hearing from clients around the world about the need for crypto. I mean, when you think about, I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
Crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. Okay, so here, I can kind of feel the, I guess you could say, the energy from both ends of the spectrum, meaning like, okay, is this some sort of like tactic or ploy to get us all excited and then dump on us? But then again, I feel on the other side of this, like, well, if Larry Fink's coming out here saying this, talking about, obviously they have trillions of assets under management, right? What is that really indicating? So I'm kind of, zooming out, kind of not being super emotional, getting super excited or being too negative about it. But it's like, you got to pay attention to this. I mean, this is something different. This is something new. We're talking about a crap ton of capital, and not even that, just if Larry Fink and them come in full head of steam and they truly see it as, a flight to quality in relation to other assets out there, right, in other markets, what do you think that's going to do with all the people that are his buddies or that have connections to him or that, that he's a part of? Like, what do you think's going to happen? That's more and more and more connections and capital. It's literally a ripple effect, no pun intended. And if you're not really like taking this in and trying to formulate your own thoughts and really seeing how huge this is, I don't know what you're doing. It says, if these senses don't turn you bullish, I don't know what does. We're hearing from clients around the world about the need for crypto. This rally is way beyond the ETF rumor. more people are running into a flight of quality like crypto. I mean, we'll see. We'll just leave it at that. Even the likes of Pompliano here, Anthony Pompliano says, the critics must be in disbelief hearing BlackRock CEO Larry Fink call Bitcoin a flight to quality. Well, he said crypto. Okay, but yes, okay, we're talking Bitcoin too. Okay, this is the maxi, one of the maxis, respectfully. It says this will make many people wonder what they have missed in their analysis. Eventually, everyone understands. Hey, there's some truth there. So we're going to transition. So now we're talking about, Chairman Gensler and the SEC. Look, literally what we talked about. This is from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. So take that in. And it's just, you talk about true hypocrisy and double standards, corruption, gaslighting. That's literally all that within a tweet. JD hits it on the head. Here's a surprise. I disagree with the SEC's latest statement. The best source of information about the SEC is not the SEC. Confirmation bias and self-serving statements by the SEC disqualify it. Likewise, pissed off investors are too close to be objective. Therefore, we look to judges who are independent and serve as oversight and check on the SEC to help shape our view of the SEC. And he's hinting at, look at all the litigation, all the stuff that we've been surfacing. Ashley Prosper had put up a great series of quotes from the judges that's been literally stomping on the SECs, calling them out for their, over-regulation, enforcement, and hypocrisy, and unfaithful allegiance to the law, and all those great quotes and statements that just literally just defecates all over the SEC and Chairman Gensler. And that's literally what he's hinting at. So, we can care less. We don't go to the SEC for information of the SEC. This can be part of their narrative of, go ahead and send some money and make sure you blame it on an intern or someone and go ahead and put that out. Because we're going to need this leverage, or we're going to need this this power or this support in our corner when we go back to Congress, or we deny or delay these spot Bitcoin ETFs. Who knows? That's just me speculating. And quite honestly, I'm not crazy. It's not Charles Hockinson calling me a wild conspiracy theorist. It's like, dude, we've seen enough. We know enough to not be surprised if that actually happened. But that's just me thinking out loud, if you will. Digital Perspective says the SEC has proven they are not good at protecting investors by providing clarity, but they sure have the veiled vague threats down to a science. For the record, this is not what regulatory guidance should look like. Where you at, Congress? Yeah, absolutely. On a more positive note, Documenting Ripple, I put this up. It says, breaking: Ripple hiring for positions related to an IPO. Shareholder communications senior manager. I didn't personally verify this on my own going to their website. Just thought I'd put it out there. Have the conversation. So people have been speculating, hey, how does Ripple IPO affect XRP, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. Formulate your own opinion. Research and formulate your own opinion. I know if they IPO, I just think that it's gonna benefit XRP. I mean, that's just how I see it. And that's my opinion based on the facts and evidence that is out there. We see the connection. We see the use of the digital asset XRP within their business model and their partnerships and cross-border remittances and settlement, and all these different things, right? I don't know. You got some haters out there. You got some people that just don't believe it. There's been so much suppression, and we've been holding for so long with little movement and price action. I can understand why people are like, yeah, whatever, all noise, what is it gonna do? But hey, we've been holding and fighting long enough. I can wait a little bit longer. And then this is from Watch Guru. It says, just an FTX co-founder admits Sam Bankman-Fried or Sam Bankman-Fraud uses millions of stolen customer funds to donate to U.S. politicians. So this component and this piece of it is quite interesting. This isn't a surprise for us. This is something that's already been kind of spoken about. Now we just have, in a sense, the whistleblower here. Co-founder admits, right? Just like we have Steven Neroff when it comes to hashtag ETHgate and the corruption, right? We got a whistleblower here in a sense. When it comes to U.S. politicians, good luck. Hopefully they get what's coming to them when it comes to the legal system and justice. But this isn't This isn't a surprise for us. It's like, oh, okay, cool. All right, we've got that validated. Now what? Currently, we're sitting at a 52 on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 28,396, which is huge. Market's currently at 3.1%, sitting at a 1.13 trillion. So we'll see what's up. For how much negativity and manipulation that's happened, there's some positives at it coming at it. So we'll see. Is Larry Fink and BlackRock and the powers that be hurting us to dump on us, or are we actually going to start trending up and really getting into this deeper into, as they say, phase one of this bull cycle? I don't know. You be the judge. Make sure you come to the Crypto's Key Conversation YouTube channel, subscribe, follow us on X at Crypto's Key 1. I really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there and be safe.